Ready. Play.
Let's talk about Taylor Fritz against Matteo Berrettini. Both are into the quarterfinals in Miami. It feels a bit different, though, the way they've got there. There was a lot of emotion for me watching Matteo Berrettini celebrate this quarterfinal. I think it's his first, hardcore. It's his first Miami quarterfinal for sure. And I think it may even be his deepest run at a Masters since Madrid in 21. Now, I'm saying that because he still had a very good 22 and 23. It was sort of 23, 24 when the injuries really sort of took over, or 23 in particular, I think. So for him, it was very emotional. Taylor Fritz, however, I don't know. I found his win over Walton pretty underwhelming. I was watching the second set and kind of surprised with the struggles that Taylor was having with finishing Walton off in many of those points. But let's talk about Matteo and his journey to the quarterfinals. And you could talk about that journey being 2 or 3 years old, or you can talk about it being a week old, whichever you prefer, Eddie.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's great, obviously, for him to be able to just be here. Yeah, I think you're right. It wasn't, yeah, it's been almost 4 years, right, since his last 1000 quarterfinal, and yeah, he's maybe not done as as well as you might have expected at that level, because obviously amazing slam successes he's had,
and he's good on 3 surfaces. So it's not like a guy who's only good on grass or something. You're not probably going to expect any 1,000 runs, or he certain grass is probably where he seems strongest because he has less, I think, opponents, and he does have a lot of tools that do well on grass, including the slice. But he's decent on clay. He's been in a French Open quarterfinals, I believe, and he's been in Madrid final, as we said. But yeah, so it's kind of surprising. Sorry to interrupt anyway.
Yeah, but it is surprising. But he's finally got some, I would say, a string of good results here. Gaston Bergs and notably against De Minaur in that last round, and the straight sets. So that bodes well, I suppose, for him. But obviously, Fritz is quite a different opponent, and although Fritz hasn't maybe had the best sort of year this so far, I mean, yeah, and you mentioned he wasn't amazing against Walton. I don't think he would face a break point though against Walton. So, in that respect, he did what he has to do, and yeah, wins without dropping a set against Sonego and Shapovalov is good. But and then also we have on his side the head to head there, which is on the screen. Which was the 4-0, which is pretty convincing in favor of Taylor. The last match was in the
US Open last year.
Straight sets, and I think obviously they're both two serve dominant sort of players, but perhaps Taylor has the advantage in that he's pretty good off both wings, and he's able to maybe rush Berrettini, unlike some other players. And obviously Berrettini's all about the forehand, really, more than the backhand, and then
that's an understatement.
Yeah, and probably, although Fritz is not as he's not a great returner, but perhaps he does get more out of that side of his game than Berrettini. So yeah, at the moment, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this is quite a close match. But I'm still favoring Fritz to get through, probably in 3 sets.
Yeah, I'm favouring Taylor as well. I think there's a few things that you've touched on there. And first of all, actually, all their matches have been pretty tight. We've had three 3-3 setters and a straight sets win, but 6-4, 6-3 in 21. They have all come on hard, so that's also something interesting. And 3 of the 4 have been outdoor hard. So yeah, the head-to-head favouring Taylor. Then you've got this backhand thing, which is pretty much kind of where we almost always begin with Berrettini, especially in big matches against top 10 players. So the De Minaur match was quite interesting. I mean, it was fascinating because of the match points that came and went for Matteo, and the break points and the set points as well that De Minaur had. But in terms of this, watching the rally dynamic, it was interesting because we know De Minaur's strengths and weaknesses, and his speed around the court, and his defensive capabilities, and his, durability under pressure, and his fitness and everything else. I think perhaps for De Minaur that sort of 24-hour break maybe wasn't quite enough, but with the travails and the effort that he had to put in to beat Fonseca the night before. But even more significantly for me was that he could find, on occasion, the backhand of Matteo, in fact, more than on occasion, and especially in big moments. And that's why he managed to save probably so many of those. Well, actually, I say he saved some of those match points. A lot of those match points were forehand errors from Matteo, but he was kind of rushed on the forehand on probably a lot of those errors. So again, that's something that De Minaur can do as well. But the problem De Minaur had is when he had to, let's say, attack the forehand, really attack it, like, because you want to surprise Matteo. You don't want to be too predictable all the time, because then he'll just protect his backhand, and more often than not he'll be fine. So you still got to go there. That was when he erred, and I think even match point went that way. He decided, okay, I'm going to go fine, I'm going to go towards the forehand, but I've got to go close to the line, and he hit it out. So that was something. Whereas I think Taylor can just do backhand to backhand and just stay there and know that that's fine. They're both right-handers. And I think that is where the difference will come. And that may be where the difference has come in the past. So like you, I'm going for a Taylor win. I may even go straight sets, because even though it was a straight sets win for Berrettini, the energy, the effort, and the mental side of that would have been pretty draining for him, that win over De Minaur last night. And so, yeah, I think like you, I'm going Taylor as well, but I'll go for Taylor this time, I think, in straight sets, despite me being underwhelmed by his performance against Walton. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.